Hello there. So I caught wind of a YouTuber explaining about algorithms and how to mine them correctly in the year 2025 as it has changed to get clicks and hooks or whatever uh, in this year rather than even just 3 years ago, since we have AI as a part of it. This is we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, but the first subject is spiritual algorithms. So I believe that we're programming our algorithms into computers, but they are a reflection of our own character. You can also see propaganda in the news as sort of an algorithm with its own particular agenda, which it might be missing a component of spiritual news. So it's kind of spun from a certain angle with a certain motivation. That isn't to say that it isn't a spiritual message as well. It is just devoid of other aspects of spirit. So you can kind of sense what I'm saying here about algorithms. They are organic originally, and then we create a synthetic version of them in a computer. Although what I'm kind of suspicious of is the synthetic aspect has a lot to do with the motivation for sales or dominance over someone else, kind of similar to how war works, in which a person competes over the natural resources or land or stature or recognition. And I believe that is what is creating a stagnating sort of spirit. So yeah, you kind of caught wind that I was saying that spirit isn't just immaterial, it is also material. I just have sort of a suspicion that the reason our computers and advertisements and news and propaganda has this sort of limiting effect is because of us. So basically, programming is a natural phenomenon. When there was a point in time where if you went to art school, you were taught you were a programmer. So it existed before we thought of utilizing this energy to program into computers. So essentially what I'm saying is, when you program a computer, you are also programming yourself. And this is the same with magic, or just spells. Spells is simply, some people have heard this before, but a spell is simply to spell, spelling words. And the idea, I've said this in another video, the idea of spells also is if you write it outside of you on a piece of paper, you're also writing it inside your soul. So you want to be careful what you put out into the universe and put it out into yourself. You are a part of the universe. So there's a part of the universe inside you. How do we reprogram, recontextualize our programming to not be motivated by sales or sort of a motivation of agenda, sort of this idea that you need to become bigger than yourself because without money you're going to be small, which there is a reality to that. I understand that. But I'm saying, what is our real motivations? What do we really want it to be? Something that makes us feel good, who we are, naturally, and the money system naturally follows that progression. That would be nice. But the problem is we have a fracturing. We have been teaching ourselves and programming ourselves all along in validating ourselves with money. So worrying that if we don't have enough money, then our value or our stature, which is all linked, will go down. So I'm just curious how we can get to a golden age again, where not only healthcare is not necessarily free, but the exchange is even. How do we do this with food and services, quality craftsmanship, and work that has multiple purposes that just helps everyone? It's like, you can kind of imagine it like putting together a puzzle, whereas whoever designed the puzzle, if the cutting of the pieces is not very well done, the pieces may not fit together so easily. They might, a better puzzle crafter might also create every single puzzle piece being very different, so it's a little more obvious. You have less people trying to fit together maybe 80 different pieces that look the same. So by having a more thoughtful puzzle creator, the people putting together the puzzle will have a much easier time putting the puzzle together. There's less unnecessary thinking and more of the thinking that we would prefer to have when solving the puzzle. And this creates the people who are buying the puzzle are more likely to buy from that company, right? It's a good feedback loop. So I believe our stagnating tendencies in our own souls are being programmed into computers, and then we're just treating the computer like it is the stagnating thing. So sales is probably just one aspect of that. I'm sure there's a lot of different possibilities, but I thought that was a good, that was probably the most primary one that came to my mind. How do we get to a golden age where our algorithms are spiritual, balanced, and pure, and motivated by our true souls, that who we were as a kid before we were told you gotta grow up and become an adult and get money and pay bills? This is a good moment to just kind of take it easy. I had to kind of go through the bullet points of kind of a complicated list there. We want to get back to simplicity. Some people believe that simplicity is opposites of complexity, but from my perspective, some of the most beautiful works of art or even mathematical equations, such as the Mandelbrot set, the core function was extremely simple, and that it was so well thought out that simplicity developed complexity with ease, naturally. So it's a matter of fitting things into place where they want to go. What I was going to say about simplicity and complexity earlier was that simplicity is a smaller aspect of complexity. It exists within complexity. You get complexity by stacking multiple layers of simplicity. So they're not opposites. They are kind of the same thing, just one is a sort of multi-version of the other. Complexity is basically lots of simplicities. Or one simplicity kind of replicating itself over and over again to create something else. That's what I think synchronicities are. That's what I think balanced spirituality is. And those are the kind of algorithms I would like for us to get to. Because, for example, if we start saying there's a resolution and there's nothing left to know in a particular algorithm, then that is exactly what we're going to get. If we allow for mystery, the childhood wonder that might have motivated us to say, what on earth is this? And it was exciting that what on earth is this? I've never even heard of this. Most of us, when we hear something new, we're like, oh, I'm reinvigorated. I'm not bored anymore. That same energy continues and spirals like the Mandel set brought. You can look that up. It's fascinating. You get all this complexity that naturally unfolds by itself, rather than us feeling like we have to limit it, control it for an agenda or motivation. So I find that when we get into a sort of a peaceful, meditative state, that these things start coming to us. Kind of like when we're in an overcompensation mode. We are kind of worried that we're not enough, so we're clinging to things and trying to get more things from them as if we are not enough. And we get in the way of the universe meeting us halfway there. We're basically saying the universe is not going to help me with this. I've got to do all the work myself. I'm also not good enough, so the universe is not going to respond to me. But when we trust, hey, I'm exactly where I need to be. I love myself. I love the world that I would like to create. I don't need to worry about what other people are creating, or if they don't like what I'm creating, because I'm enjoying what I'm doing so much. The universe will mirror that spell that you've created. And sure, you're going to find people who just don't get it. You're going to find people who might criticize you or call you crazy or try to put you into some sort of category that you're not. But the more we kind of embody what it is we really want to be, maybe we have to override other algorithms. And there might be a transition phase, right, where you're ignored for quite some time. And then bam, someone's like, wait a minute, this person's ahead of their time. Or, wait a minute, this person comes from an older time period. This is exactly what I was looking for. But they had to become a different person before what you said spoke to them. Or it was a synchronicity, a need for timing. Or being in the moment. So that's about all I have for today about spiritual algorithms. I hope you enjoyed this and that your day is like a spiritual algorithm that unfolds by itself.